Cookies, 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 cookies.
Okay, here we go. Another share of beer. I am Joe D. This is share of beer 356, and we have Mark in the house right now with some a little specialty package of Oreos there.
Oh, yes, yes. Half gone cinnamon bun Oreos.
Yep.
Lift the thing, and you can see they're almost all gone already. I mean, it's just, we were just talking. I was like, yeah, I mean, let me see. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 25 or 26 per box. I mean, so
Yeah.
there's not that many.
Yeah, that's all. That's all you're getting. You're not getting
Yeah. But oh,
crap.
they are good. We don't get Oreos very much, but when we do, they go fast, man.
Right. I haven't one of if you're new to us or if you do follow a lot then if you're new to us you know that I have a little thing for Oreos and especially all the different flavors and stuff they've been coming out with. So my latest are the and then I don't eat all the cookies. I'll buy that bag of cookies and then I take them to work and share them with everybody. That way I ensure I only have a couple. But
I eat all the cookies. I just
Mark's like, I ain't screwing around. I eat all the cookies, but they're my latest flavor was the one that Mark has. I had that cinnamon bun, and that was actually really good.
Yeah, these are tasty cookies.
Especially with milk. Oh, those are a dunker right there. I mean, you gotta. Now that's an interesting one. Bum, are you a dunker? Or do you have to? How do you eat your Oreo?
I am the originator of the double stuff. Oreos stole my idea from when I was 10 years old.
Oh, okay.
I've been planning my lawsuit for about 40 years now.
Yeah, it's serious business, especially for 10-year-olds. 10-year-olds, this is just Oreos.
I always make double stuffs out of mine. I eat a couple plain cookies. I make that for the pleasure of having some double stuffs.
Mm.
Yeah, that back in the day, that's how you had to do it, right? If you wanted a double, you had
make your own.
Yeah, to plan it. It was a big plan ahead type thing, right? You're going to have to sacrifice and have just the cookie off a few, and then gently peel the icing out of the center out of a couple, and then stack it on some more, and then you can have double stuff. That was the original.
Mm-hmm.
And then they just started pre-packaging them, so then it was like,
you could make quadruple stuff.
Yeah, that's true. Double.
Well, they do have the mega stuff. I have never had the mega stuff. I have to admit, out of all the Oreos I've had, I have not had that. I think I counted. I've had 20 different Oreos right now, or something like that.
There's probably an app, right? There's probably like the Oreo Tracker app, I would think.
Now, wouldn't that be cool? Yeah, so you can keep track of all the different flavors and styles that you've had. That would be cool. How come there's not that app, or I don't know about it?
Waiting for you to invent it, Joe.
See, there's an opportunity for everybody. That's crazy, but yeah, I've got that one, the cinnamon bun. I had the filled cupcake Oreo last night. Very, 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 very sweet. Whew. I literally had 2 cookies, and I did not have them back to back. That's just too much sugar.
Yeah.
They were good, but some of the guys at work that when I took them, they had already had some because the kids, I guess, saw them in the store and couldn't, they had to have them. So, and the red velvet. Have you had the red velvet yet?
No.
The red velvet seriously tastes like a red velvet cake. It really does. It seriously does. It tastes like a red velvet cake.
I like red velvet
Love
cakes. Okay.
Oreos. I love Oreos, but unlike you, Joe, I don't have the self-control to give mine away to people at work. When I open the package, I eat all at once.
Yeah.
I just
You
stay
know,
away.
we're like on that front one because I open up a box and it's just gone.
Well, because see, I don't have the self-control, but I do like to sample all the different flavors, and so because if you have some milk and Oreos together, you're done, right? Alone.
Mm-hmm.
If you're alone, you've got your favorite show on or movie you're going to put on, and that would be it, right? Before you know it, the whole bag's gone, you know?
Yep, exactly.
So, what beer do you have, Bum? What are you drinking right now?
I have something courtesy of Bubba the Bartender. This is from Alpine Beer Company. Alpine Beer Company, Nelson. They're out of San Diego. And let's see if I can get this on here. It's Golden Rye India Pale Ale.
Oh, okay.
And it's pretty good. To use my typical two-word description.
Yeah. Dave's not here, so you're representing strong.
Yeah. It is very good. I can fake my way through it. I can read something off of Beer Advocate here. It's honey sweetness and flavor, citrus, grapefruit, pine, hop resins, wheat-like graininess behind. How's that?
Which one were you having?
This is the Nelson.
Oh, the Nelson. Okay.
Golden Rye IPA.
I'm on their website. The Golden Rye, huh? I'm not seeing it. Then they have a Ned, Bad Boy, Whale. Huh.
Yeah, this is the Nelson. Surprised it's not on there. This is, as far as I know, it might be brand new.
It probably is, yeah, and they just haven't.
And it may even be a test issue or something because he got it from his sales rep. So.
Oh no, here it is. I'm sorry. Here it is.
Okay.
Yeah, they're Golden Rye, an outstanding hop from New Zealand. Nelson, I can't say that second word. Nelson Sauvin or something.
Oh, that's that hop. Nelson Sauvin, maybe?
Well, it ends with the VIN, so.
Sauvin, yeah, Sauvin maybe, yeah.
So it's generously used throughout the brewery, and dry hopping of this unique beer. European rye is added for a smooth, malty addition to flavor. So, yeah, 7% ABV, so.
Yeah, it is excellent.
Well, they even list the prices on here. 22-ounce bottle, $4.79 on up. So that's a minimum. That bottle would have cost you $4.79. Best case scenario, that's probably actually at Alpine Beer Company.
Yeah.
It's probably the only place you're going to get it that cheap.
Yeah, this is the 22-ouncer.
Yeah, that's probably the only place. And what do you think? It's pretty good.
Told you I'm not real good with the tasting notes.
Hey, you know,
I'll leave that for the others to get into the detailed tasting notes. I just, with me, it's like, what style is it? How strong is it? And is it good? Is it a good example of the style? And yeah, I like to keep it simple, and yeah, it's a good example.
Well, that's a lot like myself. That's why I'm a thumb up or thumb down. It's either you like it or you don't, or sometimes you have that in between. But that's why my reviews have always been hit or miss, boom boom, simple.
I give it the 2 Joe D thumbs up. Bing 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 bing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay, now I want to get to Mark because Mark has a beer that I actually wanted to talk about a little bit. So what beer do you have, Mark?
I have I picked up a 4-pack of the Sam Adams Nitro Coffee Stout.
Oh.
And this was I think this was like $8 for a 4-pack, so not terrible. This is, how big is this? Is this a pint? It says pop and pour in
15
cold from a
ounces of beer,
glass.
Mark, in a 16-ounce can.
Yeah, it looks like 16 ounces.
It's a 15-ounce can, it looks like. A little teeny tiny print way down here.
Oh,
It's 15 ounces of beer in a 16-ounce can. They allow 1 ounce for the nitrogen.
Oh, for the widget.
okay.
Yeah. And
Okay.
there's no. I bought the white ale. There's no actual little ball inside it. I don't know how they have the nitrogen in there, but there's no little ball.
Huh.
Oh.
Okay.
I even shown a flashlight inside my can of white ale, and there's nothing in there.
Huh.
Well, this will be interesting. So when you crack that open, we have to get your opinion on the whole process. So is there the initial crack of the can?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because that's what you get with the Guinness and all the others. You get the crack of the can, and then you can hear that little cylinder open.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
All right, so I'm going to put it right by the mic here. I'm going to open it up and I'll pour it in the glass. Here we go. Ooh.
That was.
There we go. See if we get the nitro waterfall, which is always fun.
So what about a shake of the can? So there's nothing in there?
Nope. There is nothing in there. That's weird. I don't know how they do it. I don't know. But yeah, there's no widget. So you get the nitro, you're getting the nitro action on it there.
I wonder if is it a multi-layered can somehow? Do they? Has anybody cracked open a can?
That might be the way to do it.
I found the 4-pack of the white ale, and I've been looking for the other ones and can't find them. I'm jealous, Mark. I've been looking for that coffee stout.
Now, luckily, I have my beer can verifying LED flashlight. So,
Yeah.
let's see what we got. I see absolutely nothing. And now, wait a minute. I wonder if there's like an extra layer in the. Oh, there's a little doodad tab at the bottom, like a little. It's not. Yeah, there's a little. It's like a little chimney at the bottom of the can. It's maybe this high or something.
Mm-hmm.
And when you open it, it must release pressure or something because. Yeah, it doesn't flop around, but there is a widget, but it's glued to the bottom. It's glued to the bottom of the can or part of the can.
Yeah, because there has to be something in there.
Yeah.
It's not just gonna. Because when you opened it, I thought I heard a very similar sound to when you open a Guinness or something. Like you heard that.
Yeah.
The crack of the can and then a very large rush of. Gases or something coming out of there.
No, I don't have my beer can shears, so I can't cut it open right now. But it's definitely in there, and it's a little widget that's like at the bottom of the can, like a white plastic widget, and it's maybe a ½ inch across and a ½ an inch high or something, so it looks like a little silo or something, a silo of nitrogen at the bottom of the can.
Yeah, I mean it doesn't take much.
No, just a teeny tiny amount. But I mean, so I poured it. It's cleared up a little bit. The head's still there.
Look at that. That is beautiful. That just looks so good.
Oh, you can taste the coffee definitely, and you definitely got the real super tiny bubbles of the nitrous. Oh, mostly coffee, a little bit of chocolate. Nice dark roasty stout flavor. Now, cinnamon bun Oreos.
Yes.
Dunk.
Yes.
Who needs milk when you have
Yes. That's got to be perfect.
Oh, These cinnamon bun Oreos taste like cinnamon. I mean, that's a good artificial. Yeah. That's a really natural tasting artificial flavor they used.
Yeah. That's a good pairing, I would imagine.
It's like in the morning you go to the store, you get a cup of coffee and a Cinnabon.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the same type of thing.
Yeah.
That's very good. This is a good stout. All right. I think it's a
Good.
little sweeter. It's not as dry as Guinness. It's got a little more sweetness to it.
I figured that had to be excellent because the white ale that I got of theirs, I'm not a big fan of white ales, and actually this was pretty enjoyable in the nitro can. The nitro made it more drinkable, and it actually made it taste better. So I figured the coffee stout had to be great.
I'm going to do a double stuffed cinnamon bun here. There we go.
So you made it.
I got the 2 halves. There. Double stuffed cinnamon bun.
Double stuff. That is going to be one.
But now I got 2 orphan cookie tops. So I have to get
exactly. Yeah.
Okay. You know, if I just drop this in the beer and let it sit, I wonder what the beer would taste like.
Oh yeah, no, don't do that. Yeah,
Is it dissolved? Oh.
Yeah.
All right, maybe not.
Yeah, that's I don't even go that far.
That's good. That's a good beer. I can highly recommend it. Very good beer.
No,
Still on the search for that in the IPA, in the nitro.
I need to
Yeah,
get some of those.
they did have an IPA in there in the shelf too. So yeah, it's a nice beer.
But the coffee stout, you knew right off the bat, you already know, you're like, that's gotta be a good one, you know.
It's very tasty.
Anything they play around with, you know that they're gonna have the white. You know, they love playing around with their white. Hey, Zach, how you doing, my friend?
Pretty good. How are you guys?
Doing well.
So, have you played around with the new Nitro Sam Adams?
Nah. Aren't they a little late to the party?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah,
I mean, what's late? I mean, you know.
I mean, Oscar Blues already does it. Left Hand already does it. Guinness already does it.
Well, Guinness has been doing it. I mean, there's plenty of over across the pond beers, you know, that have been doing it forever.
Yeah.
But actually, the American breweries, we're just now catching up. It seems like, what, last year?
What did they nitro? That's my question. If you say milk stout, I'm throwing my fucking computer.
No, I don't think they did a milk stout. They did a coffee
stout. A coffee stout.
Did a coffee stout. They did was it a white IPA?
An IPA and a white ale.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. I mean, I like the whole nitro thing, but you kind of got to brew a beer that's going to be good on it. You can't just... I'm glad that they brewed separate beers. Like, if you said Boston Lager was now a nitro beer...
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
Sniff and push off.
Hey, so, wait. First order of business is congratulations, my friend. You are now a Super Bowl champion city.
Well,
Yeah.
You have no idea how miserable it is.
We figured you went to the parade and everything, right?
You know, I actually wasn't, surprisingly enough, I wasn't that unhappy about them beating New England. I mean, everybody's kind of on the kill Tom Brady thing. A person's life should only be so good.
Yeah, I know, right? Supermodel, you know.
This is good enough. When your wife, like, when you're the top quarterback in the NFL and your wife still makes more than you,
yeah,
go shoot yourself.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I wasn't that unhappy that they got into the Super Bowl. I thought the Super Bowl was a terrible game, unless you were a fan of either Carolina or Denver.
Which you are, so.
I thought it was just a terrible, terrible game.
So, The question we have is, what beer are you making now in honor of your Super Bowl team?
Well, doing shit for them. And Manning came out, and it came out that he got paid by Budweiser, and good for him. But I really do appreciate that Brock Osweiler kid. I think he's going to be a good quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
I want Manning to go away. He needs to fade his giant forehead into the sunset, and let Osweiler take over, because I think Osweiler is a really good kid. He's really grateful to this city, and the only two problems I had with the Super Bowl, well, three. It was John Elway making it kind of about himself. Every news station John Elway got on in town here. And, well, I built this team, and
Oh no.
oh god, that guy has been a dickhead since the '80s. He'll be a dickhead. Peyton Manning kind of, taking credit for a season that he should not be proud of. And I think the Broncos are a better organization than to employ Aqib Talib, who I think is just a disgusting human being. I think he should be banned from the league.
Oh, he's the okay. Yeah, no, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. And that's a problem, right, with sports in general, is the fact that if you got enough talent, you're
But when you come out and we had the eye poking incident earlier in the year, and then you had that face mask, which was not just a face mask, that was a very scary play. I mean, to anybody that's known football, played football, done whatever, he didn't just miss on that. And to admit that you went for a face mask and went to hurt the guy, and then got 3 personal penalties after that,
yeah.
Get that bug out of the league. And he was an embarrassment to the city on the post-game coverage, and he was an embarrassment to the city when we had the parade.
Oh, what did he do during the parade?
Oh, he just had his little signs that he's trying to flash, and a bottle of Hennessy. I mean, try to be the more stereotypical idiot, man. I mean, nobody wants stereotypes, but it's guys like that that make them strong. And I think the Broncos were a better organization than that.
Yeah, it's that particular play. He did admit that he already knew there wasn't much of a penalty for that. He was going to get penalized, but the penalty wasn't.
But not to let loose and to keep pulling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
to do similar actions on the next 3 plays.
Yeah.
If I was that guy's teammate, it's like, get off the field, dude. That could have cost Denver the game if Cam Newton ever figured out how to pull his head out of his ass.
Oh yeah, no, they and some teammates, if you do remember the game, they did actually
start
talking.
Because I think DeMarcus Ware is a class act.
Mm-hmm.
He's a classy guy.
Yeah, they did end up settling him down, and because he was well on his way in the beginning to just costing them that game,
Yeah.
So, and like you said, it wasn't it wasn't the best, game ever. I liked it personally.
I mean, if you're a fan of defense, I thought it was a okay game to watch on the one side. Carolina's defense wasn't bad either, but they didn't really have an offense to stop. Denver had no offense.
Yeah, there was nothing
But
happening.
stopping Carolina was a big deal.
Yeah.
Most importantly, in Denver this weekend, we have the outdoor hockey game.
Was it this weekend?
Yeah, this weekend's going to be the outdoor hockey game.
Oh, this coming weekend. Oh, okay.
Avalanche Red Wings.
And that's the winter. Is that the Winter Classic?
No, this is just the Stadium Series.
Okay.
But it's going to be pretty cool to see. Friday night, they've got like Patrick Waugh, Joe Sakic, Peter Forsberg,
Oh, cool.
Claude Lemieux, Mike Ricci.
All
Like,
the old guys.
All the old players
Yeah.
are going to play the old Red Wings. I mean, Sergei Fedorov, not Shanahan, but all those other guys.
Oh yeah. That's gonna be like 1994 all over again.
Yep.
Where are they playing that, Zach?
Coors Field.
Coors Field.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. I'll have to watch that.
2 nights in a row, and then on Wednesday this week at the Pepsi Center, we've got CUCSU for the first time under the big stage for hockey.
Ooh, that won't be. Oh, I have to watch. I can watch that on the CSU app on my phone.
So that's
a hockey week here in Denver now.
That's cool.
so Wednesday being tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Shit, that's right. I went through all the day thinking it was Monday.
Yeah. So actually, across the pond, they're like getting ready to watch it in a few hours.
Yeah.
That game's already happening in Japan.
I do have some chain reaction. Finished second place out of about 50 at a beer competition on Sunday, so that was cool.
Oh, cool.
What competition is this?
It was just a local Denver beer competition thing.
Come on, please. Yeah.
We were second only to Avery, though, so
Yeah,
I felt really good about it.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, so he's playing that down, but to have to place second in a local Denver competition would be anybody else's Great American Beer Festival, for Christ's sake.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not like it was Birmingham, Alabama, or anything.
Yeah, it's like
Denver's like one of the top 3 craft beer markets in the whole.
Yeah, it's like it's the who's who of beer, for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
So there was like 50 or 60 beers, but yeah, second only to Avery.
Now, did you have to enter a specific style, or how do they do
No,
it?
we brought our American Hef, and then the Scotch Ale was the one that really did it.
Oh, cool.
But
So
yeah,
your Scotch Ale is the one that did
that was against people like Leining Kugels, Great Divide, AC Golden was there. Some Great Divide was there.
Mm-hmm.
Some larger breweries, so it felt good.
Yeah, so you beat some big guys there. That's cool. That's very cool.
Yeah, and to finish second to Avery, I don't mind.
Yeah.
Dry Dock was there. Dry Dock's always a huge staple here in Denver.
So to use a Daytona 500 analogy, so you were in a photo finish with Avery. You were who was it to finish second? Was it Matt Kenseth or someone who
Yeah, by 1/3 of a second or something like that. Yeah.
They say what the best race ever? Or the best finish to a race ever?
Closest, I think. I think closest to a Daytona 500 at least.
Yeah, for a 500 for the Daytona. There's been other races that have been pretty darn insane, but of course the one you're watching is always the greatest. So you were in a photo finish with Avery. That is pretty cool, man.
It's always good to be up there with the big guys.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. So you can you hang a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. And there's momentum. I have some things to announce in the next couple of weeks, but not quite this week. But we've got some exciting stuff happening.
Okay. So you don't have to hide it, man. Just let us know you're selling out to InBev, and it's all good.
I'm selling out to InBev, and damn, I'm gonna drink a lot of Budweiser. Me and my buddy Peyton are gonna drink a lot of Budweiser.
Yeah, me and Peyton. Peyton had a point, man. Budweiser. I'm gonna have a lot of Budweiser, man.
I think Anheuser's. I stick by it. I think they're going to shoot themselves in the foot. I have a projection for the next decade.
Oh,
And
let's hear it.
I
Do tell.
think Budweiser goes out of business.
Who?
I think Budweiser goes out of business in 1 decade.
Wow.
Really?
I think that what Budweiser does is they completely alienate themselves from the craft market. InBev still considers themselves, they go on to be a Dutch company, like they've always been. They end up ruling the large craft beer people. Coors removes itself from AB, which is what's going to probably legally have to happen for AB to take over SAB.
Okay. Yeah.
Coors then becomes the American brewery again because it would be the only American-made macro brewery.
Yeah.
So you look at Americans who want American products, and then they look at Anheuser, who is a Dutch company now, and then Miller, and then buying SAB, which all South African.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think the American consumer will stand next to that. I think you're going to see if Coors can figure out how to just say, fuck you, we don't mind being that 20% again.
Mm-hmm.
I think that Coors can take it over, and I think you'll see Coors take over, 50% of the beer market, and then craft beer rise to, maybe somewhere in the 30 to 40 range.
Yeah. What's craft beer at now? Is it like 10 or 12?
Oh, I don't know what it was this last year.
Man, we just did those numbers too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
Craft beer,
know.
I can't remember.
But I think that Budweiser's going to shoot themselves in the foot. They quit playing this King of Beers deal. They quit being the American ale. That's what people wanted Bud for. It was Bud, the American beer.
Mm-hmm.
What is Bud now? It's not the American ale. It's not anything. Coors is the closest you're going to get.
I'm surprised too because my American Ale, my Bud American Ale review still gets a lot of hits, man. I'm really surprised in that.
That is what brought Budweiser back to being the king of beer. I mean, for a lot of years, their Coors and Miller were just killing it.
Yeah.
But I don't think that you can overlook what Pabst is going to do. I mean, I think we're going to start looking at what they're. I mean, I don't know. Maybe was it in the 80s or so where you had all these separate big beer companies as far as Hams and Schlitz and Old Style. And I think that'll kind of take over the macro scene, and then the craft beer scene will just grow under it.
So that's a pretty quick turnaround for something like that to happen, though, don't you think? 10 years?
I think you're already seeing it, personally. I mean, you used to go to parties and all you would see is Red Can. Now you're going and you're seeing, Coors Banquet, I think, has been said the quickest growing sales volume in the last 3 years.
I don't know, man. I mean, for the better part of what I think is 15 years, Bud Light has been the king of that brewery. I mean, people have switched to light beer in droves, and
and Bud Light went there, but then you kind of look at the separation that it's just not that. It's you have other people doing Keystone Light. I mean, you have Pabst, and I mean Schlitz is making their comeback now.
Mm-hmm. They are. Yep.
Rolling Rock, I think, is still very heavily infused in the market. I've been seeing Genesee Cream Ale coming back into the market.
Man, when I go to bars, I know that, and I've been going to a lot of bars lately. But
Research purposes, that's all.
yeah, it's all research. Of course, right? Of course.
Yeah, I mean, what else would you call? Really?
Of course, it's all research, But
Research for the show. I mean, it's show prep. Show prep. Show prep.
unless I go to a crafty-ish type place, if you're just going to your average, Joe Blow bar, or heck, even like a Hooters or something, man, I've been seeing just a revolution in light beer. I mean, people buying light beer in droves. I mean,
Well, I think
Michelob Ultra, for Christ's sake, Ultra.
Well, and I think some of that will depend on the area that you're in. You do have to say the demographic in Tempe, Arizona, is a totally different demographic than Albuquerque or Denver or Atlanta, or even New York.
Right.
Lighter beer. I'm decent colleagues with the brewer of Arizona Wilderness down there, and he says, yeah, that's just, if you're not making light beers, you're not a brewery in Arizona, you can't survive.
Right, but that's not just Arizona, though. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we're talking. Even when I was in LA, I mean, you just see people.
Very similar demographic with the heat, though. I think your weather patterns are still exactly the same. Whether it's Phoenix or LA or San Diego, those are three exact same weather patterns.
Right.
It's not like being in Boise, Idaho.
Right. Yeah. No, it's not. Yeah, it's definitely not Boise, Idaho.
Which I hear up there in like Missoula, Montana, and Boise, the craft beer has taken over. But you don't go to bars and get macros.
Oh, now, what is your whole opinion on the indie beer versus craft beer thing?
I heard that you guys talking about what was that again?
It was basically, and I forget who started it, but it was basically somebody wrote an article or something, right? A blog post or something, and it was they just felt like craft beer was dead because there's so many craft breweries selling out to the big boys, and that small guys like yourself should be, and Zach, if for those that are watching and don't know, Zach owns a brewery. He owns Chain Reaction Brewing in Denver, Colorado. So and they were saying guys like yourself who are independent breweries should be called indie breweries.
All right. I guess there's two ways to talk about that one. There's a legal and a license standpoint, and then there's, I think, calling it indie as far as a social thing. I think it's some dude that probably wanted to make a name for himself by coming up with a stupid term. Because that's the new thing. It's always got to be the next hip, the next best, whatever.
Yeah.
But on a licensing standpoint, we do have a complication in the country as far as what divide, how you discuss macro brewery, microbrewery, craft brewery. Well, what the problem is the lowest setting is set at 60,000 barrels a year. Now, I was at a seminar this weekend and talking to a BA, a Brewers Association rep, and he said, they were really working on trying to figure out what they need to do because 90% of the breweries in this country, or that are Brewers Association members, are below 60,000 barrels a year. But so this is the way that it works. That I can probably make the most sense. I am held to the same exact governing laws the same zoning laws, and that as Oscar Blues.
Hmm.
Oh,
Oscar
wow.
Blues and I have the same exact license.
Hmm.
And we are held to the same rules underneath the state of Colorado. So that is where I believe there needs to be a new term introduced. Their nano brewery has been the one that everybody has used in the past.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
I
okay,
think we need to keep nano brewery, and I think it needs to go to a legal term. Nano brewery to me was always described as a brewery that brews on a 7-barrel brew house or less and produces less than 10,000 barrels of beer per year.
Yeah, that was my question, was what you would set the barrels at, and it sounds like
No.
10,000.
I would say 10,000 is a really good thing. 10,000 barrels a year could get you regional distribution. You could with a busy tap room, you could do Colorado, Nebraska, Kansas, Arizona, and New Mexico probably. Then call that a nano. Does there need to be something in between craft brewer and nano brewer?
Probably. 'Cause that's a lot of difference.
Micro, nano, micro, craft, maybe?
Well, that's the thing. I think
Because that's a lot of room. 10,000 to 60 is woo.
Yeah.
so. You may want to put another thing in there that says to 30,000.
Yeah, 10 to 30,000. Yeah.
That, as far as the consumer goes, the consumer has nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, not to sound
No,
bad,
no, it's
but it really, who the hell cares what? Hell, call my brew macro. I don't really care. Like, I don't care what you call it or what term it's put in. Let's just drink good beer.
yeah. As far as for conversation for sake, as far as this show goes, or others like it.
Yeah, I think that everybody makes craft beer under an umbrella.
Right. So I mean, whether you want to call it macro, micro, it just as far as you're concerned, that part don't make a damn. You can call it.
Well, I really don't think it does. But and then it bringing up the point that the person apparently makes about, oh well, craft beer is dead because they're selling to AB InBev. Well, look at the numbers. How many breweries have been sold to InBev this year compared to how many breweries have opened? I mean, you're talking. I bet you it's not even 1%.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It's man. What was that? We talked about that.
You're talking some bigger breweries, but really, I mean, Breckenridge is the biggest brewery, and that deal still hasn't went through. I know it will, but Ballast Point isn't a huge brewery. 10 Barrel damn sure wasn't. Budweiser's focused in on acquiring regional breweries that were at the 30 to 40, or between 20 to 40,000 barrels.
Okay.
If you look at that production-wise, I mean, how many of those there are in the U.S., and what, they picked up 10 of them, and they'll probably pick up 10 more.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be interesting. I've heard the rumors that Cigar City,
is talking to him again. Yeah, they were. I know they had talked to him. What was it, a year or so ago?
Yeah, and I know he shot it down, and everybody says, "Oh, Cigar City will never do it."
Oh no, he'll sell. Yeah, he'll sell.
But, in Breckenridge, you can look up on YouTube. Breckenridge had some of the most anti-Budweiser videos come out of all time, and they're fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
And they would never sell, and made jokes about them and everything. What happens when you need $30 million?
Yeah. Your video changes.
Yeah.
Everyone has their price.
That's right. Yeah, 30 million is not
Price, I understood the Ballast Point deal. As far as Ballast Point, a couple of guys started that back in their garage.
Mhm.
After 20 years, you're tired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, okay, I've done enough. Time to
Well, and
buy a.
small business is not easy.
No, it is
No,
not.
I mean, I just looked at my beard this weekend and went, holy shit, what is wrong with me? I'm 50% white now. You know, I've got more white and gray hair now than
Yeah.
I could ever imagine.
It's like the president, you know, they become president and they turn gray overnight
Oh
almost.
yeah. Oh yeah.
And that's small business. I mean,
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's,
you're doing, even though you're doing great, you're still trying to figure out how to pay your taxes and
oh yeah, yeah.
how to keep going great, you know?
Everything's on you basically. I mean, so I mean, it takes its toll. You may have a lot of fun doing it, but it's still at the end of the day, it's you.
Well,
It
there
is.
is no retirement plan. There is no 401k. You know?
Well, you
Well,
got to
What the
make it.
401k is brew more beer.
Yeah, yeah. You gotta make that happen. Yeah, no one's making it happen for you. I mean, you got to do all that. We were having and I've had two of these conversations in the past week. One of the guys from work finally quit. He started his own. Well, he bought a franchise or
Yeah.
became a franchisee a month ago, and so now he he recently just quit. He was telling me a little bit about what's going on with his franchise, and so and then I was having some beers at a bar with a guy that's a district manager for a pretty big franchise, and so he was telling me about owning a franchise and what it takes to manage a franchise and all the penalties that are involved, and wow, we had several beers over that.
That was a 3 beer conversation.
That was a definite 4 or 5 beer,
Oh, yeah.
4 or 5 20-ounce beer, Miller Lite beer at that
Oh, okay.
conversation there. Yeah, but
Oh,
wow, I mean, I did not realize all what was involved in owning some of these franchises, man.
Oh,
Sweet
yeah.
God.
Yeah.
I see a Bigfoot.
What was that?
I just spotted a Bigfoot.
Yes, you did. 2016 Bigfoot.
And I got to hear your opinion on this year's Bigfoot.
Okay, I'm pouring it into the same glass that I had my nitro stout in.
Okay, yeah, because that head is looking.
Don't hate me.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, so I bought a 4-pack of this. It was $9.99 for a 4-pack, so not too bad. Wow, like most Bigfoots, it's pretty hoppy. It's pretty hop forward. I got to get through the foam though.
Yeah.
That's the
It's
coffee
only-
stout rising to the top there.
Yeah, so that's that last little bit of nitro coming up. I think this is 10%, something like that. But this is
Yeah.
about the 8th year that I bought a Bigfoot. So.
always good.
Mm-hmm. Ooh. Pretty hoppy, but they always do such a good job of balancing the hops and the malt with this. And this has a nice. There's some nice like caramel type of flavors to it, and some pine, like more fresh pine kind of hops, not bitter hops.
What's
So
everybody been drinking lately? I mean, we're kind of in a flux of season, I feel like.
Yeah, we are. We're in between winter and spring here, and
Well, there's
Such
been
a
a
good
lot of
stuff.
weird stuff in the market, right? Well, this has been. I'm pointing to this like you can see my screen or something, but I still have the Nitro Coffee Stout from Sam Adams on my screen, and that has been the latest news was Sam Adams coming out with a Nitro. I believe that's the biggest brewery to come out with a Nitro, though, isn't it?
they probably are. They probably are the
Yeah.
biggest. Yeah.
I mean American, though, but
Yeah.
that I don't know. Yeah, you're right, Zach. We're definitely in between. It's kind of a little weird period. I've been just
Are we in the nut brown period right now, or the coffee beer period right now?
yeah. I kind of always buy those though. You know what I'm saying? Like I tend to buy a lot of browns and stouts and
You are coming up to St. Patrick's Day.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I mean that's only a month away. That's like 3 weeks away. St.
now
Patrick's Day.
the real question is this is the real question. We're into the last few minutes here of the show, and this is the question, right? You're at a wedding, man. Okay, you're at a wedding. You're knocking back a few beers. How many beers? You're at the reception, more specifically, right? You already ate. DJ's giving it on the microphone, right? The discs are spinning. How many beers in is it before you get on that dance floor? That's what I'm talking about.
How much whiskey is there?
Yeah. That was a beer. Yeah.
So how many beers is it going to take before you're the main one on the video that they post on YouTube, man? How many beers in does it take for you to dance at a wedding, man?
First off, I didn't dance. Technically, if it was a wedding, depends on the music, I guess. You gotta have some good. And if it's a chicken dance, I'm never going out there. Never.
Yeah, right. It's you know how many So is it just a couple of beers in? Is it
it's like 6 or 8. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, that's 6 or 8, maybe with some whiskey.
Yeah, I mean that's like go out on a dance floor, dance, and then pass out because you had too much beer. I mean that's kind of that's the point right there.
Now Bum's got something to
just to remember it.
Bum looks like a dancer, man. He might be.
You can tell by that laugh he's a closet wedding dancer.
No. I'm laughing that you asked the question because I don't dance, and no amount of beer or any kind of alcohol can get me to dance. My friends used to have a band, and they played out in the bars for 10 years, and I literally at one point had 5 people pulling on me, like one on each arm and one on each leg, and then another pulling my head, trying to pull me onto the dance floor to get me to dance, and it still didn't work. I don't dance.
What's the karaoke number, Joe?
What's the what?
What's the karaoke number?
Oh, okay, yeah. Now that's another. See, that's a. Now, if you could pay a fee, right, when you walk into a reception at a wedding, right, and what would it be, man? How high would you go to not dance? You're like, you know what? Here's 20, man. Here's 20. I don't dance. Okay, here's $20. You know. How high would you go to avoid that whole situation, right?
I'm usually the guy that's like sitting out on the patio smoking cigars and drinking. I'm that one uncle, you know. It's like, there's another party, like you have to be invited to the other party.
Yeah.
I'm that uncle that's outside and it's got like, well, you want drugs? You want cigars?
Yeah, but Zach asked another good one too. You know, so and see, I've been at the bar. One of the bars that I go to on Saturday nights. If you go on Saturday nights, here comes the karaoke lady. You know what I'm saying?
Oh wow!
And she always asks me, man, and I'm like, does it sound like this sings? You know? Do you think this sings? Do you really want to put a microphone to this? You know?
Yeah. No, I've only been karaoke drunk one time.
Karaoke drunk, sweet.
That's a new level, man.
Yeah, that sounds like when you were shotgunning Limeritas in Vegas drunk.
Oh no, that wasn't even karaoke drunk. That was just Vegas drunk.
There's a difference. Karaoke drunk's a whole other level.
Now see that feeds into it too, right? Because if you're in Vegas and you're, having a good time, you probably actually got on a dance floor somewhere because you're in Vegas. It's staying there. I mean, it stays there. So you're probably more inclined to grab a microphone. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Now, when you hold the microphone, are you the one that holds it out? You know what I'm saying? You hold it out.
See, I'm the speech guy. I get liquored up and do speeches.
Oh no, the theory on everything and the
No, more like I don't know where any of you people are or who you are, but thanks for coming. It happens every charity event we do at the brewery. And the last time that I did it, my mom just came up to me and she goes, you're really good at that, but can you keep it to one motherfucker or less? Those people don't want you calling them motherfuckers 14 times.
That's funny.
It's just your mom being a mom.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah. Yeah, that's so how many beers does it take for you to sing karaoke there, Bum?
I've never done karaoke. The only thing that I can say that I have done where it took a lot of beers for me to do it music-wise was the band that I just mentioned that my friends had, my high school friends. I did consume enough alcohol to get me up on stage with them and strap on the bass and play bass a handful of times.
Oh, wow.
And it was like a catch-22 because it took that much alcohol to get me up there, to give me the courage to do it, but that same amount of alcohol took away whatever minimal ability to play that I possessed.
Yep, it's a double-edged sword. Liquid courage. Yeah.
No disaster. It was, I got through it. So, yeah, that was my version of on-stage, courage, fueled by beer.
And I was saving the best for last because Mark does seem like drunken karaoke guy, man. A few beers in, and he could be tugged a little bit to.
I've never done karaoke, but as I get older, and as you get older, you kind of get more and more to the point where you're like, I don't really care what anybody thinks because I'm old anyway. So I think I'm approaching that point where I could probably do karaoke if it was like people I'd never see again in the rest of my life, but it would still take a few beers. I mean, it had to be a few Bigfoots, I think.
You have to admit,
it had to be the right song too. It had to be the right.
See, but the trick to getting to any of these levels is you have to get past the bar fight level.
Past the what?
Past the bar fight level to where either you're trying to fight somebody or you're so obnoxious they want to kick your ass.
Oh.
Now I haven't been that guy since I was in my 20s, so I have to admit, that used to be me. I used to be a few beers.
I'm very much a happy drunk. I just kind of sit there and smile. Yeah.
Yeah, whether I'm drunk or sober, I'm pretty much the shit talk guy. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just really good at talking a lot of trash. That's pretty much the extent of my fighting anymore. I'm just really good at talking trash. If I can out trash talk you, then I've done a good job.
What my one buddy says: the tongue is your best weapon.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not.
And being able to run fast too. I mean, I think running fast is a good good thing to be able to do too.
Yeah, it is a good thing to be able to do if you could do that.
Yeah. If you've had a lot of beers and you offend somebody, you probably can't run very fast anyway.
You don't run as fast as you think you can.
No,
that's the problem.
Somebody's always faster, or there's always a closed door that you can't see.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, unless it was you trying to go to the head because you realized, that beer wants to come out faster, and that's when you realize you're maybe quick, but not fast.
Yeah,
not fast.
You get from the bar store to the bathroom quickly.
Pretty quickly, and the reason you can do that is because you can lean your way there. Like you can kind of lean, and then you're like a falling child, like a falling 3-year-old. You know what I'm saying?
That's where we had that conversation a while back about when you lean. When you're old, when you lean up against the wall and you take a piss.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I mean, you just lean all your way in. You just kind of keep the
Yeah.
theme going. You get into
Yeah.
the bathroom and you just lean, and then it's good.
And it's always evident because you can see the prints on the wall where everyone leans,
Yeah.
And then depending on how many beers in you are, do you use your hand or do you use like your whole arm? And oh man, that's the whole thing. Yeah, it's so whether you have to get on the dance floor or not, it really depends too on will I ever see these people again?
Yeah, I mean that's a big factor. I mean, really. I mean, you can be embarrassed if nobody ever sees you again and you never see them.
Yeah.
That's okay. But if you're going to see them at the office on Monday, no.
Yeah. Office party. Oh, dude, let's talk about that. Office party drunk. Oh, dear God. That's the embarrassing one right now. Now, I have to admit, on the cruise ship, a lot of dancing going on the cruise ship. Gotta admit.
The people they never see again, so they didn't. Maybe they're hoping they see some people for a little while afterwards, but never again.
Never again, man. There was a lot of, and trust me, because you can't even hold the count on how many beers in you are, man. You're just like,
who's counting?
Drunk.
It's like, who's counting?
Yeah. Whew. And then with the waves and everything in the ship, it's built-in excuses. The cruise was great. It's just built-in excuses. It's awesome. You're like, I'm not that drunk. The ship is moving. See, it's just the ship. So, yeah, it was great. All right, guys. Thank you, man, for jumping in. Hey, Zach, good to see you again.
Yeah, good seeing you, Zach.
Yeah.
Bum.
And before you guys wrap it up, could I just say, Zach, I've never had the chance to talk to you before. It's my first time talking to you. I just want to say congratulations on your success that you've had.
Thank you, sir. I very much appreciate it.
Yeah,
thanks for having me on, Joe and Mark. This is a pleasure.
You are welcome anytime, Bum.
Bum's usually in the Q&A, and he's our
practitioner, right?
Yeah.
How many times did Zach say "fuck this guy"? Or how many times did Google kick Zach off today?
Yeah.
I'm still keeping all those stats.
Okay.
Okay, thanks, guys. We'll see you, man.
All right. Take care, guys. Have a good week.
All right, peace
See
out.
you guys. Bye.